Yeah, I'm Sagar from Blockrocket. So we are like early stage VC. So I'm going to talk about how to identify early stage startups, right? On blockchain, like on
Mm.
crypto and metaverse and NFT. So everything is there. It's the same. And it's all about like a buzzword. So I'm just start sharing my screen. So just a disclosure for everyone, those who guys are here that think I will share some alphas. So no, I'm not going to share any alpha, and of course not a financial advice. So this is me, Sagar Barvaliya, head of venture development at Blockrocket. I think everyone knows like Blockrocket is leading startup investor VC firm based out of Germany. We are in Munich, Frankfurt, and Berlin. What we do is like early stage investment into pre-seed and seed stage blockchain based startups. We write like €500,000 ticket size in terms of check. We do like typically very early stage investment means when there is a team is ready, some geeks working from their garage, they have like a pitch deck ready, idea ready, then they can apply for our funding. And I will take little bit opportunity to introduce about ourselves as what we are doing at Blockrocket. So as I said, we do like investment first, and we also provide like kind of like acceleration program ad hoc in exclusive for our portfolio startup. Means like once we invest into any startups, they become part of like our acceleration program, and then they receive all kind of help for 12 to 24 months of time. So this is, you can say like we are very Germany based and very blockchain agnostic. I'm sure you have heard about other acceleration program. Their focus is different, and they're also based out some different geographical location. So we have like a sophisticated application process, and if you're looking for funding, definitely go to our website and apply for it. So as everyone knows, like we are quite widespread around the globe. So we are like more than 300 plus partners right now as of today. And we are connected from startup till like biggest companies in blockchain space, and also biggest VCs. We have like 30 plus VCs in our network, like which include like Hightech Gründer Fund and some of the prominent name from Germany itself. And also we are connected with some other VCs based out globally. This is our team. Feel free to reach out to us. And now moving further, so like the title of this topic is like how to identify, right? So let's go a little bit back in like few years, couple of years back, and think about like when everyone was like skeptical about like whether this technology is like going to change the world, and whether like everyone is going to talk about it and they're going to adopt it. So I think by today, as of like we are almost done with 2021, and everyone knows that this blockchain technology is going to stay here. So rather than just skeptical or being skeptical about like whether it's going to stay here, there is no doubt like blockchain is here to stay, crypto is here to stay. Just the question is like what is going to stay here out of that crypto. I mean, there is lots of bad elements, there are lots of scam projects, Ponzi schemes, but let's talk about like real value proposition when it comes to DeFi, NFT, or metaverse. So I think we are just at the beginning, we are sitting at the beginning. Maybe in terms of price speculation, people think like we are going here and there, but we as a VC firm, we don't speculate, right? We always look for like a next big opportunity, next Amazon or next Google, who is building that one. So no, cryptocurrency can't be clubbed with cryptocurrencies with blockchain. So I think some people don't want to like mix this word, like cryptocurrency and blockchain. So like let's say like when big corporation talks about it, they use like blockchain. When some nerds coming out of their garage, or like just coming with like a exclusive idea, they want to build something on metaverse or NFT, they always talk about cryptocurrency. So some people, so it's like 50-50, but I think everything started with like a Bitcoin white paper, and then Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency. So I'm a little bit in the different opinion. So you can say yes, cryptocurrency is connected with blockchain and vice versa, but I think everyone has their own opinion. So how far we are from the mainstream? So I think mainstream adoption is there in terms of like fintech side, in terms of payment. Lots of bigger like investment firms like Skybridge, Fidelity, and Michelle Saylor, like company like Fortune 500 company Tesla. They are all already into like a crypto space, right? But we are not at there like a mainstream. Like I mean, just think about like a global population. How many percentage of people use the blockchain or into blockchain? I think less than 10%. So we are not there yet. So we are at like a 2000 era of like early days of like Google and Facebook. So I think we have lots of things to do, and there are lots of chances. And that's why like the topic is like how to identify early stage startups. So you cannot compare like a crypto and blockchain space with like a typical traditional sector where the startup comes. Here you need like a different level of like analysis skill, and of course lots of networking which can help you get like a good startups where to invest, and where you get like lots of deal flow throughout your network. So we're still far away from the mainstream adoption in terms of like real use case of blockchain, but there is no doubt like this technology is here to stay. So let's talk about like ecosystem in terms of like German ecosystem, like how far we are, who is building what, right? So I have tried to write down like several different topics like wallet providers, community, identity, IoT devices, and so and so. So you can see that like Germany came far away, right? And we are also ahead in terms of like regulation. So now you ask question to yourself like, what is going to be the next big thing in this particular sector, or which sector which I didn't mention? I could be missing some of the startup also. So feel free to reach out to me if I forget someone. Of course, like not everything is here from Germany, but let's say like we have like many good startups coming out of Germany, and they are like famous worldwide. For example, like recently launched Guild protocol on Polkadot ecosystem, which is identity solution, and they're based in Berlin. And in previous, like IOTA was like also coming out of Berlin, and Tezos, and many names to say. So yeah, you can always look through the market sector, and then you can think about it like which is missing, and then you look for that particular project or like a particular market name that which one is the coming out of this one. If you talk about staking, then I still remember like staking facility launched in at Pi and Blockchain Summit in 2018-19, they were talking. Nobody knows that they are going to be so big, and I think they have like multi-billion-dollar asset under management in terms of staking. So there's still lots of potential to identify like early stage gems, and I think that there is the biggest use case of blockchain here is like tokenization. And if we talk about like normal startup ecosystem, like retails don't get any opportunity until the startup gets listed as an IPO on stock market, and then you can buy there, right? But here, like you can buy from, if you like, from pre-sale or seed up to your connections, right? And then even if you're missed out, you can always buy from the exchanges. So there's one more slide for the German blockchain ecosystem. And moving further, like, yeah, as I said, like regulation is also important in terms of like adoption. So Germany already did this news and allow like 20% of the like institutional fund can be move into crypto. Of course, that is not going to be in like 6 months or 1 year. They need lots of time because institutional investors are not talking about a million, but we are talking about billions of dollars, right? And they are like highly risk averse. So they need lots of time and lots of declaration, lots of paperwork, as we are in Germany. So everyone knows that like it takes lots of time. And so I think I'm talking about like next 5 to 7 years, this all fund will move to crypto. So there are like lots of opportunities lying ahead. So this is our main like topic which I want to discuss is like startup funding in blockchain space. So you can see like funding is like skyrocketed in this year. Of course, like central banks are printing lots of money and there's lots of liquidity in the market. And so of course the prices was like intentionally to go up because there's lots of demand coming from the institutional players. And when they buy, they don't buy for $100 or $1,000, they buy in millions and billions. And you can see that clearly we surpassed like more than $6 billion of VC investment in blockchain startup in last quarter. And I'm sure like this would be much more bigger than Q3 in Q4, but that data will come next month onwards. So thanks a lot. I think I don't want to bore you with like so many slides, but I'm more than happy to take your questions because blockchain and crypto space is like convey, explain everything in the slides, but I would be more love to do some interactive session with you guys. And if you have any question, feel free to answer. I will be answering your question. Yeah.
No questions so far from the chat. What's your prognosis or your opinion how let's say like the next year is going to look like for the blockchain industry?
So when I say about like investment, yes, we are bullish in terms of like startup investment. We do like 10 to 15 startup investment per year. So we are looking forward to the deals next year onwards also. So there is no change of sentiment from our side, and as well as like from our partner networks. Like I was talking with some of the people I talk with to the Fidelity guys, there's nothing changed. I think when somebody is talking about token side, of course they would be buying something, but I don't know because we are not into token side deals. What I can say from the startup investment side is like it's still like nothing has been changed. If you see like a long term value proposition, everything is bullish, right? And so basically there is also one good sentence like retail guys, they overestimate in short run and underestimate in long run. That means like you need like short term gains and you don't want to wait for the long term. So in long term, you think like, this thing is not going to work. And in short term, you say like you overestimate, right? Like, okay, this thing should go like skyrocket to the moon and something like in crypto word says. So yes, if you see like let's go back in 2017, 18 or 19 even 2 years back, right? Nobody knew that the whole market capitalization of the crypto market will 10x. I mean, it was like playing around like 200 billion, right? And everything started after the COVID situation. I think April, May, when the liquidity started moving into like whole space, and now we can see like we are sitting above 2 trillion market cap. So just think big picture and also think longer term. So I think this is a revolutionary thing by launching this token thing. Like every retail individual can start with any XYZ amount of money, and consider yourself also as an investor, and you are like a investor and you are doing like for next 7 to 10 years investment time frame. And then we'll see like what will the picture look like in next 10 years. Like let's talk about this thing about like metaverse and NFT in 2030, and then we'll see like, okay, that was nothing in 2021. But of course, like I'm not telling you anyone to buy anything. It's not a financial advice, of course. And yeah, I'm not like a financial advisor as well.
Yeah, we also just have a question here in the chat. What investment narrative are you pursuing for 2022? Gaming, DeFi, IoT, tokenization of assets, metaverse, layer ones?
I think the gaming is also underrated. It's not underrated actually. There's like more than 1 billion users existing. So I think this is a really great question. And I would start with gaming. So of course we'll be looking deep into the gaming. So gaming on metaverse. This is like a combination word. So of course we are looking into that side. DeFi is also like one of the big topic. But we would be very careful regarding the DeFi investment. That should be like very regulated, right? As an investor, I don't want to talk about like much more about regulation, but we make sure like a business plan is long-term sustainable. We don't want to invest in any token side investment for speculation. So at the Blockrocket, we do only equity investment, and we make sure that any kind of investment we do in house that should sustain even like a bad time. So let's say like when the music stops, we need like this kind of startup where they can still come in, they can still like play and stay in the market. And moving to the IoT, I think it's also one of the best use case of the blockchain. So definitely is interesting. Tokenization of assets, I'm not sure about a lot, but metaverse would be also one of the like a space or the market area would be looking into it. But in general, like we are open at Blockrocket. We don't have a particular thesis like we invest only on this kind of startup. No, as long as you are on blockchain and you are using blockchain as a technology, then you are totally eligible to get the investment from Blockrocket.
Nice, interesting. Another question here in the chat. What do you say regarding governmental SSI solution, which seems to fail here in Germany again and again? So maybe also what are SSI solution?
So it's like a self-sovereign identity. I think they're talking about SSID. So I'm not sure about like failing in Germany again and again, but what I'm talking about like mostly like focusing on like a bigger picture where I talk about like Kilt built on Polkadot. There's like a check identity solution built on Cosmos. They are like open source. And so identity is going to be the next big thing in next year. So let's say in 2022, SSID would be like really huge. I mean, let's just ask about yourself. Would you like to trade your identity? I mean, I would not trade for even $1 million my identity because it's unique, right? So just think about it, like how bigger role it will play in metaverse or any kind of sector. Right now, you can when we talk about identity, we can say like even our identity is our passport, right, or driving license. So there is like individual concert or like any event you want to go there, you show the identity as like passport, but that event organizer didn't define that like which identity they will accept only, but they trust somehow in the government entity that okay, by showing uh, your your identity kind of license card or like your um, passport, then you are eligible. So just think about it, like how bigger it will play a role in metaverse in day-to-day life, right? So let's say like I think it's a huge topic and definitely worth to noting, but I'm not sure about like will it fail in Germany again and again. So sorry for that, I cannot answer on that one, but of course
Okay.
SSID will be like a huge topic next year.
So sounds like it, looks like it. You also have another question. How would you say about VC's awareness, prevention approaches, policies in securing and making sure blockchain-based startups, for example, GameFi, DeFi, DEX, etc., won't be hacked by money thieves when they go live, as we hear more and more often? So how would you say about VC's awareness and prevention approaches that money gets stolen by from hacks?
Yes, I got his answer. So let's say, like, of course, like, so from the VC perspective, we always like we are early stage VC, so we would like to be as early as possible, like pre-seed, seed, and idea stage investment. I would say, like, regarding the hack, I think that's another problem. That's a technical issue. So, like, I think if you are a developer, you are building your product, right? You are a CTO of any company. You're building your product. Make sure you do like some auditing, right? Even though auditing is not 100% correct, right? I mean, there is in this planet, everything is open source. You're launching your product into the crypto world, and there must be some brand who can always find the glitch. So either way, you run like some bounty programs and try to invite like top mind in the space from the space, and they can check your code, right? And then you execute. But I think it's like unevitable as long as there is some bright more talented guy existing out there. There's lots of chances that your smart contract get hacked or like something they will find busy. There's only one way option is like you do the bounty program, you go through like several good name from the space and they check your code and then you make sure everything was working fine. And then on top, like if something glitch happens, then you should have like some backup plans, right? I mean, of course, not putting everything in one wallet, and there must be several different. As I'm not a code or developer, so I cannot talk more in detail. But from my understanding, I think it's very important. But as in VC, we make sure like we find the right team, right? The team, the background of the team, and what they're building. Are they capable of building or not? Or they're just talking big, whether they're going to execute or not. So for us, it's really important. As long as the execution comes, that's up to the team, because we cannot influence a lot into team, because that's also our motto, because we don't want to interfere their daily business by giving them fund. We want to give them as much as freedom so they can keep focusing on their building product and building team and going outside and doing marketing of their product. Whenever they need, we help them. We come into action in terms of like marketing, networking, advisory, matchmaking. And when they're raising the next funding round, we make sure that the word goes outside into our VC network, and some of the VC might get interested and they invest into them for the next funding round.
Nice. Okay, understand. And there was like a follow-up question to the previous one. Like you also mentioned, like auditing. If possible, how much or how many percentage budget allocated for smart contracts auditing and security measurement? So, how much in percentage or in money do you need to like put an effort to make this auditions?
So I think it's a really good question, but as I said, I'm not dev, so I cannot give you the number. But it's like it's always about like how much risk you want to take, right?
Hmm.
So let's say like if your wallet consists $100, and so if auditing costs like $20, so what do you think? I mean, just this is simple number: $100 worth in your wallet or any product is worth of $100, and the auditing costs $20. So you want to allocate that 20% of budget to your auditing side, or you want to risk $100 at the risk. So this comes at like a normal question. You can ask your question, ask yourself that you want to run the auditing thing. And I think you need to have, I mean, if let's say like you are launching something, and like a community will definitely see like if your smart contract is audited or not. So there are like plenty of auditing firms. You can just Google it and you will find out like different auditing firms exist in the world now on the crypto space, and they can provide you more better value than what I say, like how much percentage of budget you should allocate. But this is like a simple question to answer. Like you can ask yourself like how much you are willing to lose.
Yeah, of course. How big are the numbers? Also, how complex is it? Like, what's the structure of the technology and everything? Okay. Another question we have here: Do you know leading identity startups in the space already? You have talked about Kilt.
So actually, I don't know anyone. Actually, I didn't talk. So let's answer with the first one. So like, yes, leading identities startups are like, as I said, like built on Polkadot, because I was reading some article by DeFi Times, so like decentralized finance. I will share the link here, and also like Checked. So Checked was like launched on Cosmos a couple of days back. I was doing also some uh, some podcast with them, but fully disclosure, we are not invested in Checked from Blockrocket side, uh, or neither it Guild. So yeah, just making things sure that we are not shilling here anything. And so I'm just saying from my own base knowledge, not from the Blockrocket, because like I'm also reading a lots of like articles daily basis. So I think Civic was launched by Vinny Lingam back in days in 2016-17, and then he sold to somebody else in Zurich based company. You can Google it out. So Civic was the first identity solution, and then there are many players acting. But right now, what I can say is like a Checked and Kilt are like two identity projects I know, which personally I know, but I didn't talk with them. But I think they are a good projects, but you can definitely go and check about yourself. And of course, they are as a listed on token, so no financial advice once again. Yeah, do your own research.
Great. I also have a question. So if you had to invest into 3 projects in the year 2022, what would be on your short list?
I think I cannot answer you because we are like doing equity investment. So yeah, from the token side, I'm not really familiar.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Looks like yeah, I think no one has question, but yeah, just in case like if anyone wants to keep in touch with me, so just go to our website blockrocket.io. You can find us there. Also, a LinkedIn link is there. So yeah, feel free to reach out to me if you have any question. If you're looking for funding, very important thing. If you're building something in metaverse, NFT, or in blockchain space, feel free to reach out to us. Blockrocket.io is our website, and yeah, we would be more than happy to look into your business plan, and looking forward to give you some feedback.
Great, Saga. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Pleasure.
Well, if there are no more questions, I think we can wrap it up here.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, bye-bye.
Sagar, and yeah, have a great day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye.
Gracias.